So now we have an XML document, guests.xml, and we want to set ourselves the task of extracting the name of the third guest, the celebrity guest, Cary Grant. And how do we go about doing that? We're going to be working with that over the following few movies, and the first step is to take a look at the result. Here's what it looks like. This is the web page we're going to be developing. The button says Get the Celebrity Guest, and when you click it, you see the celebrity guest was Cary Grant, so we're going to indeed be able to download this XML document using Ajax techniques, and then we're going to be able to work through the document using JavaScript techniques and extract the name of the celebrity guest. So let's start taking a look at how this works. First, you have in the web page the header using Ajax and XML, and a button that says with a caption Get the Celebrity Guest, as you see here. When you click it, when you click the button, the Get Guest function is called, and the Get Guest function is up here. So first take a look at the Ajax part of this, and we're going to take a look at the JavaScript handling. So you start off by creating an XML HTTP request object, and that proceeds in the usual way with one exception, which you're about to see. If window.xml HTTP request object exists, then you're dealing with a non-Microsoft Internet Explorer browser, and you can create a new XML HTTP request object this way. And if you want to, this is for Mozilla and Firefox, if you want to, you can override the MIME type because you're dealing with XML data to set the MIME type to text/XML. That's technically not necessary, but I've found that on occasion it is necessary, and although documentation says no, you should consider, if you have problems downloading XML text in XML data in Firefox and Mozilla, override the MIME type to set the MIME type to text/XML to make sure the browser does the right thing, then you won't have any more problems. And we can also create an XML HTTP request object in Internet Explorer this way, as you see. So that creates the XML HTTP request object we're going to use for Ajax. If that object was indeed created, then we're just going to use the get HTTP method to get guests.xml. That is our XML document. I'm going to read from the server. And true, value of true says that you want this transfer to be asynchronous. So you're going to configure the XML HTTP request object using the open method to use the get HTTP method to fetch data from the server. And the data we're going to get is guest.xml, and value of true means that the transfer will be asynchronous. Then, as usual, you attach a callback function to the onReadyState change property of the XML HTTP request object, and you wait to make sure that the ready state property of the XML HTTP request object is 4, and the status property of the XML HTTP request object is 200. Once that has occurred, you have downloaded the data that you've requested. This time it's XML data, and it's going to take some extra handling. Of course, since it is XML data, you're going to use the XML HTTP request object's response XML property, not the response text property, but the response XML property. And this example stores a variable named XML document that is a JavaScript XML document, and working with the JavaScript XML document is not necessarily trivial. So we're going to call a new function called display guest. It's going to display who the celebrity guest was. I'm going to pass it the XML document object. So that completes the actual Ajax portion of this example. The next part of this example is going to show how to extract the name of the celebrity guest from the XML document, and that'll be coming up next.